Welcome to another episode of We'll Fix It to Post Old Ass Movie Reviews, where we review movies pre-1999 for free 99. I'm your host, Don Vega.
I'm Joe Sonnenblick.
And he is Joe Sonnenblick, and I'm just trying to make him hold that shirt up as long as possible.
That's right. The only thing I like more than reading books is fucking, ladies and gentlemen.
Only thing I do more than reading books. Where'd you get that?
Online.
You get to the assholeshirt.com?
No, I saw some broad wearing it on the train, and I was like, I want that shirt, and I found it.
And then you mugged her for it.
Well, no, yeah, she was very large. That's a joke, which there are none in this movie we're going to review. They're a comedy.
We are quite a ways into our July month.
Welcome.
It's been a busy. We be busy, man.
Yeah, we're busy and
life is life, and shit gets hard sometimes.
Don't worry. I think I'm gonna be less busy pretty soon. I think I'm gonna be less busy sooner than you think.
That's not good. What are you drinking there? Ovaltine?
Iced coffee, John.
Yes, Ovaltine. Did you drink Ovaltine as a kid?
No, I never drank. I drank the shit that made you. I mean, I guess the Ovaltine made you fat, but like I drank Nestle's Quick and Hershey's.
Yeah. I did both of those. Yeah, but my grandparents definitely had Ovaltine in the crib.
And when we went to a diner, I think we talked about this on one of our previous podcasts. You know how you get the ice cold milk, the chocolate milk in the steel thing?
Sure.
And that was You-Bet syrup. And every time I made my grandmother buy You-Bet syrup, it never tasted the same.
I don't think I've ever had that. Yeah,
it was You-Bet. U-Bet. And it was just never tasted the same. I don't know if it was that frosty ass steel thing.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, it's gonna have the residue from whatever got washed.
Yeah. Yeah, it was always delicious in a diner.
That's not gonna be consistent at all.
No, it was just like this is definitely not the same thing.
Well, anyway,
yeah.
Aside from dairy product beverages,
yes,
bevs as the kids say nowadays.
Yeah, I give You-Bet a 4.9 out of 5 in the diner, and at home like a 1.8. Both scores are much better than the movie we're reviewing today.
And funny enough, I think this is the first time we've had such a vast disagreement, I think, in quite a while in reviews. Anyway, it's July, and July is supposed to be our junk July, movie July.
You hit the nail right on the motherfucking head with junk.
I thought we did it. And funny enough, I thought this would be right up your alley. I thought this would have been like, because it's like, it's a sports fanatic nonsense, and it's got a bunch of sports.
I want to kidnap blacks, Don. Not for sport.
But they explained that they tossed that away in the movie. They said,
"Oh, that's great."
He said, "Wait a minute, it's not racist. If the Orioles were playing the
Red
Sox, we'd kidnap Cal Ripken Jr. He's white as fuck."
That was probably a line the studio was like, "Look, you got to say it's not racist. It's clearly racist, and you've got to say it's not racist."
They had a lot working against them. It's already a movie set in Boston, so automatically it's gonna be like, "Well, this is racist. this has to be racist."
Yeah, I've only been to Boston a couple of times, and they don't like any. I gotta say, they don't like anybody. I don't even think it's pricks. I don't even think it's blacks against whites. I think it's anybody.
No, they don't like anybody, but also
like New Yorkers.
Do not like blacks. They just don't.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. And when you let them know you're from New York, buddy, it's a fight about to happen.
I had an aunt that used to live out there for a few years, and she used to get into it on that elevator train with people when she wore her Yankee hat. They would literally come up to her, like, "You gotta take that hat off." And she's from Brownsville, and she does not give a fuck. She was like, "You're gonna have to fight me." And she's not even a sportsman. She can give a fuck about the Yankees, but you're not gonna make me take a hat off.
I also never understood their transit system. Inward and outward from what? The center of the city?
I don't know. I've been there.
I've been there 3 times.
Maybe twice.
Been there 3 times. And they're the T line, which is a horrible name for because it's just transit. Just call it something else. The T. I don't know what that means. And it's inbound and outbound. What?
Yeah, out of the city center into the city center.
What?
I think it's more sensible than
No.
ours is.
Oh,
Ours
is it
is
uptown in Queens, downtown in Brooklyn? I know where I'm going.
Yeah, but most of the time it's uptown, downtown. And then some trains don't actually go uptown and downtown. Like, for instance, the J line going to Broad. Would that be a downtown train or an uptown train?
That's downtown.
If it's downtown going to Broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because once you get into the city, you start heading south. A lot of people don't know that, though. It's very confusing. It doesn't really make sense.
To who? Maybe people that like this film we're about to review.
Speaking of this film, so this film was directed by Mike Judge. Is that correct?
No.
That's what it said there. Mike Judge is in the front. But he's a producer, maybe?
He produced it.
Okay, producer.
Judd Apatow wrote this piece of shit. Oh, that's a cool shirt, Mr. Sparkle.
Yeah, I got this at GameStop a few years back.
It fits like you got it at GameStop. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is written by Judd Apatow and Colin Quinn.
Tom DiCerchio. Tom DiCerchio wrote this. He also wrote A Boy's Life 2 and Amanda about a horse. That should tell you where we're at with his career. It didn't work out for Tom DiCerchio.
Yeah. This is a film from 1996. Have we done 1996 before?
I don't think so.
Well, all right. Well,
he did his first movie was called Nunzio's Second Cousin.
Oh, okay.
Which seems to be about
Nunzio,
a masculine gay cop teaching a lesson to a group of homophobes. The cover is just two guys kissing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
how could this be good? How could
man.
Pride be good?
I am happy for the progression.
So I'll just throw out my I'm not even going to read IMDb synopsis. This is about two lifelong Boston Celtics fans who kidnap the rival star player played by Damon Wayans of the Utah Jazz during Game 6 and Game 7 of the NBA Finals, in which then it becomes that they have to root for the Jazz to win or they go to jail because Damon Wayans escaped. The whole plan was to have Damon Wayans not play so the Celtics can win. And in the middle of this, there's some weird group therapy between Dan Akroyd and Damon Wayans and Daniel Stern. Mm-hmm. And Daniel Stern goes back to his wife and his kid and is like, I'm getting divorced. At first, he's like, I'm getting divorced. See you Sunday. You know?
Yeah, that was... I found the dry humor of it all to be very funny.
That was wet. That was so wet. Everything in this movie was wet and soppy.
It was very on the nose.
Awful.
But I felt it's one of those things where I felt like it was so on the nose that it was good. Where do you think this landed, this film, in a film of, I mean, the list only goes up to 200 for the year of 1996. Where do you think this film, Celtic Pride, landed?
700.
And furthermore, yeah, what do you think is sandwiched in between? What movies would you say is sandwiched between?
It's probably, people are stupid. So it's probably, and this is like one of those, like, it's not, because Adam Sandler, at least, there are jokes and actors in his movies that make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Adam Sandler, but there are at least, like, when Chris Farley makes me laugh. I would say this is somewhere in the 158 to 165 range.
Nope. It came in at 139.
Okay, it's not like I was like a million off. It was like 19 off. What's it sandwiched?
Incorrect, sir.
What's it sandwiched in between? How could I even guess that, Don?
138. I don't know. I just felt like it was a funny thing to say. 138, which is Hellraiser Bloodline.
Oh, that's a really bad Hellraiser.
I believe it. And then 140, which is Before and After, starring
Kevin Kline,
Liam Neeson, and Meryl Streep.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's a Walt Disney movie, apparently.
Oh, that's gonna be bad.
PG-13 crime drama mystery.
Well, Okay, give me the 5 that are below this. Okay,
Celtic Pride made
I know. I
$9,255,000.
couldn't even believe that.
Yeah,
I
good
couldn't
amount of
even
money.
believe that.
The 5 below it, the 5 worse.
Yeah.
So before and after. All Dogs Go to Heaven 2.
Better.
Braveheart.
Oh, it's probably left over from 95. It came out in 95.
Yeah, this
Better.
says May 24th.
No, there's no way it came out in 96. It came out in 95. Was nominated for Academy Awards. Better.
Yeah, it did come out in 95. May 24th, 1995.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rich Man's Wife.
I don't know what that is.
The Rich Man's Wife.
Wait, maybe I do. Is it Tim Allen or is it Richard Dreyfuss?
It is neither.
Oh.
This looks to be Vanessa Williams, I think.
It'll be better.
And it's a Disney movie.
Oh, it might not be better.
PG, no, it's rated R. It's Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, but it's a rated R movie. So what was their rated R studio again?
Who?
I forget what that fell under. Walt Disney. Their rated R stuff was under a different studio, like whatever.
Rat fucker.
A rich man's wife goes on a trip to a cabin with her husband. He's preoccupied with business and leaves early. A man she meets offers to kill her husband. He's crazy and she leaves. He later tracks down the couple. Cool synopsis.
Welcome to the bar, kids.
He's crazy and she leaves. Okay. All right. So that was 1, 2, 3. Larger Than Life.
Is that about the elephant?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
And another Damon Wayans movie. What would you take a guess?
More Money?
No.
Major Pain?
Nope. And this one looks to be another holdover from... Nope, May 3rd, 96. This was 96. Damon Wayans had 2 movies this
Blank
year.
Man?
Nope. Great White Hype.
Oh, that's not good.
I wouldn't be mad at seeing that again. I know it sucks.
That's not good at all.
that movie was terrible.
With Lisa Kudrow?
I don't remember. I know Sam Jackson's in it.
Yeah. Really bad.
Yeah, and then a bunch of other movies that I do not recall. Nixon, Dear God, House
Nixon's
Arrest.
Great. Dear God is not good. House Arrest is Sinbad, isn't it?
House Arrest, I can't tell.
Okay.
The picture's too small.
Okay.
And I would have to click another button.
Those are all better.
And I'm not
Those
doing
are all better.
Then you got The Evening Star, Balto, Last Dance, Bordello of Blood, Casino, Get on the Bus.
Well, Casino is left over from 95. Bordello of Blood is with Dennis Miller, and that's really funny. It's a Tales from the Crypt movie. And Get on the Bus, that's equally as bad as this.
Get on the Bus is not good.
It's really, really bad.
We reviewed that. You guys could take a look back and look at that one. Or at least
we
mentioned it. We
never
in our
reviewed Get on the Bus.
We
Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing review. That's what
Yes.
We didn't do Get on the Bus?
No.
Okay. I watched it for some reason, and I was very upset that I did.
It's very bad.
Yeah, it's very bad. A bunch of other movies, not in any same order anymore, but like Joe's Apartment came out this year.
Great movie. Love Joe's Apartment.
Man. So gross.
Love Joe's Apartment.
Swingers.
Amazing.
And that might be left over from 95 also.
No, Swingers came out in 96.
Oh, it's just bad? Okay.
No, it's not. Swingers
164. It's bad.
Swingers is great. Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. It's their first movie together.
Yeah, that's right. Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Better than this.
That looked like it might have been from 95. Yada, yada, yada. Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Better than this.
The worst movie. Last 5, let's say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 195. I Shot Andy Warhol.
They're way better than this.
You saw it?
Yeah, I love Lily. Oh, I can't remember her name. God damn it. It's going to annoy me. But it's a good movie. She plays Valerie Solanas. Really good movie.
Then we got
Lily Taylor, maybe.
Shanghai Triad.
Never saw that. Don't even know what that is.
Shanghai Triad made a provincial boy related to Shanghai crime family is
It's a
recruited by his
it's a
uncle
Wu-Tang
into
movie.
cosmopolitan Shanghai in the 1930s to be a servant to a gang lord's
It's a
mistress.
Wu-Tang movie.
It's a crime, drama, history, romance, thriller. The City of Lost Children.
Never saw it.
Scientists in a surrealist society kidnaps children to steal their dreams, hoping that they slow his aging process.
That sounds great.
I would watch that.
Who's in it? Does it say?
Let's see. More details at IMDb. Let's see.
This could be bad depending on who's in it,
It
though.
probably is. Look how low it is. I mean,
That doesn't mean anything.
it says here. Oh. Is Ron Perlman in this?
Oh.
Directors Mark Caro, Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Oh, Jean Genet. It's a Jean Genet movie? That could be good.
Why isn't it, oh. They gotta do better. Here we go. Cast information. Why? I don't want to do IMDb Pro. Suck my dick. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Cast is Ron Perlman, first on the bill.
That's gonna be bad.
Daniel Emilfork, Judith Vitette, Dominique Pinon, Jean-Claude Dreyfus, Genevieve Burnett, Odile Mallet, Marielle Mousset, a lot of French motherfuckers.
So it's French. Jean Genet.
Okay. Bunch of French people and Ron Perlman.
Okay.
I like Ron Perlman. You don't like Ron Perlman?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna look into this.
Okay.
The artwork of it looks interesting.
What else? What are the last two?
And then the last two are last three. Sorry, Beautiful Thing.
No.
Microcosmos.
No.
It's The Celluloid Closet.
I've heard of it. I never saw it. The
What
point
fuck
is,
a documentary surveying the various Hollywood screen depictions of homosexuals and the attitudes behind them.
I have
throughout
seen
the
this.
history of North American film.
I have seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Microcosmos.
A lot
a
of
documentary on insect life in meadows and ponds.
I'll see that.
This?
Oh yeah. On a loop.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna do what happened in basically. Things happen. No. Something with the Clintons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, somebody sucked somebody's dick. Look.
Yeah, something like
Look.
Basquiat came out that year too.
Way better.
Oh, sorry. That was the bottom five.
Top five. Okay.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible's got to be up there.
Yeah, number 3.
Twister.
Number 2.
96. Mission Impossible. Twister. There's a lot of action. Was Dante's Inferno 96?
Not in the top 5. And I don't see it in the very high. It's not in the 50s.
Was there a Lion King?
96.
Yeah. Or no. Toy Story?
Lion King was 95. No. Nope. Nope.
There wasn't a Batman, I don't think, in 96. Was there a Batman in 96?
No. Cable Guy, 19. Jerry Maguire, 18.
Jerry Maguire's great.
Mr. Holland's Opus, 16.
We've done this before, by the way. We've done 96. Because I remember this.
I feel so, yeah.
Yeah. Just give me the top 5 now.
Number 5, The Nutty Professor.
Yeah, we did this, yeah.
Number 3, The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, number 5, Nutty Professor. Number 4, The Rock. Number 3, Mission Impossible. Number 2, Twister. Number 1, Independence Day.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. All better. And I don't really like a lot of those movies. And they're like so much better than this. I would watch those over and over and over and over.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, number 13.
Put it on.
Jumanji, 30.
Over and over and over again.
Toy Story was 32, but I feel like that's from 95.
I'd watch that over and over and over again.
It is from November. Anyway.
Let's just do this, because the acting is so bad. The comedy is so bad. The writing is so bad. And Judd Apatow, who has made a career of very, very simple stories
Yeah.
that have been blown up, like Funny People and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. They become more expansive, let's say, than what the story actually is. And sometimes they work. Now, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, for example, when I first saw it, I was also like 14 and I laughed. I recently watched it, not recently, I would say 5 or 6 years ago. I laughed a lot less.
Mhm.
Now I'm 35, and I can only imagine that when I was 8 years old and this movie came out, I would hope I would laugh a very little bit. And it's hard
You
because
weren't 8 years old when the 40-year-old virgin came out.
no, this movie.
Oh, that's
I
right.
said
Yeah.
this movie.
I was like, your math is wrong.
No. And
Yeah.
and to make me not laugh at Damon Wayans, boy howdy, do you have to try
I
hard.
that was I think that threw me off the most because the main two actors
Akroyd and Stern.
had their own. And Stern, if people don't remember that name off the top of their head, he was the tall, lanky guy from Home Alone,
Marv.
right? Yeah, from Home
And he
Alone.
was also in a very underrated film called Very Bad Things that came out in 1998. Very funny. He's a good comedic actor.
And he was the lead of this film.
Yeah. And Dan Aykroyd, what happened in the 90s to Dan Aykroyd? Maybe it was all the coke that he did in the 70s that fucked him up because he just stopped being funny.
It's just his style became old hat. It happens.
And he blew up
You know what I'm
like
saying?
the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, he's an older guy. He's having a good time. You know, what are you gonna do? He I didn't I like their pacing, but Damon Wayans was very off. It's like he only showed up to shoot and then left.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the script he actually read.
I don't think there was a ton of chemistry between the three of them. It didn't make a lot of sense. And normally you have exterior stories in a comedy. There were none really. And the only one there was will they get arrested for kidnapping this black guy? And the fact that they had to put on Utah Jazz jerseys, and if you're the Utah Jazz and the Boston Celtics, you should be ashamed to be a part of this. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, the Utah Jazz have no shortage of controversy. You know, they had Karl Malone on their team, and Karl Malone, fucked a 13-year-old girl, got her pregnant, and then said, "I'm not the kid's father," and the kid became a Buffalo Bill. And then recently he was like, "Oh, okay, I am your father. Where's the money?" And the Boston Celtics, it's Boston. They got a lot of problems. They got a lot of problems over there. I mean, but you're a storied franchise. You're the most storied franchise in the NBA, and you've attached yourself to this shit.
They had two guys that are very obviously not from Boston and did not accomplish a Boston accent whatsoever.
No, Daniel Stern didn't give a fuck. He's from Maryland, and Danny Akroyd, I think, is from Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, the only actors that did the Boston accent was the landlord Nick, who's a very famous Boston comedian, Steve Sweeney. He's very funny.
Right.
And then you have Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross randomly
for 2 seconds, and it stunk. He wasn't funny. You didn't make him funny. And again, I went, "Oh, Jeff Ross," and I just sat there.
As he did in the scene.
The best part of this entire movie was the coach of the Utah Jazz. He was the best part of this entire movie.
The coach of I did not care for him. I thought
crazy.
He didn't care for it.
I tried.
Felt like it was he overtried and he overdid it, and that was obvious.
He overdid it in a movie where they kidnapped a black man who was a basketball player, and they held him at gunpoint, and they said, "You're not going anywhere." I don't understand. You find everything racist and didn't find anything racist about this movie.
I think once I've seen I think the litmus that I have here is that I've already seen Dan Aykroyd in blackface, so I'm like, well, it's not blackface.
So I guess that's fair.
At least it's not fucking blackface there. Because I was like,
it's fair.
Because and it's the way, like I said, it's the way that it was written. That like they had the they had their out. They wrote the out inside the script, but aside from them kidnapping the key player, there was no like they actually never even delved into race aside from that one scene. It never got brought up. In fact,
Yeah.
one could say aside from Damon Wayans insulting them together individually and then picking on Dan Aykroyd's self-esteem, the dialogue between the kidnappers and kidnappee was just there was
It's like
nothing
a
there.
therapy session.
But it really wasn't though, because
What do you mean?
you didn't get any insight into what Damon Wayans was going through or
And that's
like what type of person he was, right? Like he was just still that asshole basketball player that had them by the balls at the end of
It's
the
like
movie.
so overwritten. The way Apatow wrote this, especially Damon Wayans' character, it was just nonstop asshole. There was no brevity or levity in his character.
No,
And
not
then
at
the
all.
other two guys that he wrote as just bumbling buffoon guys that are down on their dreams and down on their luck. And he so overwrote that too that I really didn't laugh once.
I laughed quite a few times.
I laughed
like in other kidnapping movies that we've seen, there's moments where
in Paradise. Funny.
Right, where the kidnappers have the upper hand and they have the advantage, and then the kidnappee has the advantage, and it goes back and forth until the person escapes eventually. Right, that's usually how it goes. There was no moment where you felt like these two guys had the advantage. It was all just bumbling, like you said.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it was, and then
there were so many holes in this fucking movie. So many holes. Even for a bad comedy, there were so many holes in this movie. And, and a bad comedy like this, like, okay, Daniel Stern is not a star. Dan Aykroyd was a fallen star box office poison at this time. And Damon Wayans was probably at the height of himself, or close to the height of himself.
More or less. I say a little bit later '90s. He was still up on the rise. He still had More Money coming, and
no, More Money came out. More Money was 94.
No.
Yeah. More Money was 94, and he had been on In Living Color.
It was like
More Money.
Oh wow, that was 92.
92. Excuse me. Okay, great. So that's when Damon Wayans really peaked in America. And then you had like lesser movies. And Until My Wife and Kids, which is an excellent, excellent, excellent sitcom, he sort of was in limbo a little bit, And his brothers, Marlon and Sean, were making every fucking movie that they could have. Although Scary Movie, the first two are very, very funny. Very good.
I think that was going to be something that I would look back on and be like, no thanks also.
Yeah, maybe. But I remember, I never saw this movie. I remember the poster for it and just thinking to myself, because this is the year 96, I believe the same sort of movie came out with De Niro and Snipes called The Fan.
The funny thing is, when I was talking about this at work, saying what the next movie was going to be, and I was like, yeah, we're reviewing bad movies. I forget what it's called, like The Fanatics or something like that. I couldn't remember that it was called Celtic Pride. And I was like, it's about a fan. He kidnapped some guy.
And somebody said The Fan.
Player. And they was like, oh, you're talking about Robert De Niro and
Snipes.
And Snipes. Because I was like, it's white dudes kidnapped black dudes.
That movie's fucked up.
And they were like, I was like, yeah, it's a comedy, kind of goofy. He was like, that movie's not funny.
That movie's fucked up. And it's very bad. That's another very, very, very bad movie.
We could
make it a whole theme. Whites kidnapping black stars.
No.
This is worse. This is much worse than The Fan. The Fan's really bad. This is all time bad. It borders on. It's worse than The Pest. Can you believe that?
No, this movie?
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here, man. You must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed. There's no way in hell.
I did.
There's nothing worse than The Pest. Nothing. There's nothing worse than The Pest.
Selena's worse than The Pest.
I don't think Selena's worse than The Pest.
And
Selena was at least had enjoyable moments when they played actual Selena's music.
Selena was funnier than this movie.
Nah, man.
I'm telling you, I watched this movie, Don, and I sat there and
Damon Wayans has such a weird filmography.
Yeah, he does weird things. Because I think this is the same year as Major Payne, or like a year removed.
Major Payne. I'll tell you right now
95?
because I'm looking at it.
I mean, it's got to be close.
Marcy X is fucking
Wow.
weird. 2003.
Wow, that's a throwback. That's Lisa Kudrow. That movie sucks.
The trailer I'm looking at is like, wow, this seems like fucking garbage.
That movie sucks.
Major Payne was 95.
Okay, so he's a year removed from Major Payne, which is not a good movie, but is funny. He
The
makes
Last
me
Boy
laugh.
Scout, 1991.
With Bruce Willis, right?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of his movies suck.
Well, yeah, who
like
you
Major
hiring?
Payne, good. You know?
No. Major Payne's not a good movie. It's
funny. It's good. It's good. Yeah, but that's all he needs to do. The movie's the plot. It's gonna be plot holes. Everybody else kind of sucks. He did what he got to do.
Go through his filmography.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
That movie sucks with Gina Davis and Jim Carrey.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
That movie sucks.
It looks weird. They're in like weird color suits.
It sucks.
I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. He didn't star in it, but
that movie's good. The movie's good.
Yeah, classic. I'm trying to look at ones that he actually starred in. A Great White Hype, of course. Harlem Aria.
I don't know what that is.
1999.
I don't know what that is.
Harlem Aria is comedy drama. A hustler, Damon Wayans, plans to exploit a slow-witted tenor, Gabriel Cassius, and the classically trained pianist, Christian Camargo, he found playing in a park.
That sounds awful.
Somebody is hustling classical musicians.
Somebody's hustling classical slow people.
Classical slow people. Cool, man. Look Who's Talking To. That's about it as far as starring roles is concerned. I don't really see everything else is like shit that he was in.
So maybe Damon Wayans is funny when it's in living color. It's My Wife and Kids. When
he's a TV funny.
Yeah, I think
he's not movie funny.
Well, Mo Money is very funny.
Except for the 2 times. Mo Money, Major Payne.
Yes. And Mo Money is actually a good movie. I can sit through Mo Money and go, this is a well thought out comedy. Major Payne is not a good movie, but he's funny in it. This is not a good movie. It's an all-time bad movie, and he's not funny. He's not even, like, he's miserable in it. Miserable. Like,
Blank Man also.
Not a good movie. He's funny in it.
It's funny as shit. But yeah,
but David Alan Grier is funnier, I would say, in Blank Man than Damon Wayans is.
Amazing straight man. And
so funny.
A lot of hard work because that's tough to do against.
Well, he did it on In Living Color so many times.
Yeah. So it was, it wasn't hard to redo it for them. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, there's a connection there.
It's one thing about doing a scene or a skit, and then there's another to actually have to hold that for a whole fucking movie, for a whole film.
Look,
and Celtic Pride has a 5.3 rating on IMDb.
Well, that's just wrong.
Nice, we nailed it.
I think Rotten Tomatoes has 12% or something like that.
12%, yeah, 12%.
Yeah, so this is, by all accounts, except for the person I'm talking to right now, an all-time bad film.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I thought it was goofy enough, stupid enough. I think it could have been, obviously, it could have been better.
No, honestly, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been better.
All right, so then.
Want to recast it?
Yeah, recast it. Okay. Modern times. And what team were you doing with? Would you keep it with the Celtics?
No. It would have to be. I'm going to make it English. I'm going to make it like
Man U.
Yeah, I'm going to make it Manchester United. And I'm going to make it that they kidnap a soccer player. And I'm going to make that soccer player Idris Elba. And I'm going to make or he's a manager. We can change it to a manager.
Yeah, cuz he's a
little older.
Yeah. He looks great, but he's 50-something years old.
Idris Elba, and get ready for this. I want non-actors to do this. Okay, so do you know who Slow Tie is, the rapper?
No.
Okay, look him up. I want Slow Tie to be one of the guys because I think he'll be funny in it. And I want an American living in England to be part of Slow Tie's.
Seen this guy's face.
Yeah. I want him to do it, and I want an American living in England to do it. So I want it to be Slow Tie and Pete Davidson and Idris Elba. And there's your movie.
You know what I would do? Sticking with your thing.
Go ahead.
Keeping Slow Tie, even though I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of Pete Davidson, I would stick with a English person.
Okay.
Goose Khan.
Okay.
Man like Mobeen.
Yeah, okay.
He's funny as shit.
He is funny.
He is funny as shit. I love that guy. Pakistani comedian out of over there. Yeah, his show Man Like Mobeen is fucking pretty damn good. Pretty good stuff.
So then who's your
I would do an American version. I was gonna say Pete Davidson for my shit for the Knicks. It would be for the, but it doesn't really, because Man U has those type of fanatics. Knicks doesn't have those type of fanatics.
Yes, they do.
Kidnapping fanatics? No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I would do the basketball player would be.
You could have LeBron James try to do it.
He's actually all right. I've seen him. You know, he's had very small comedic things here and there. He's got a little bit of timing. He's all right.
Or he's too big, but The Rock. He's too big. Probably too big, right?
Yeah, like, for a basketball player, it doesn't make any sense, man. What the fuck? That's a weird. This is a weird choice.
Kofi Kingston, like a new wrestler.
Why are we kidnapping wrestlers?
I don't know.
What are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Well, I don't know.
Here's what I would do. I would keep it. You know what? I'm going to change a little bit of the premise. I'm going to have it as a father-son duo, and I would keep it. I would do Colin Quinn and Pete Davidson.
That could be okay.
I think I would like that chemistry.
And who's your black man?
Who's my any diverse ethnicity player? I'm trying to think if there's any actual basketball players that are free. Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, he was okay, but like
right.
he would have to say nothing really.
Who else was a basketball player that's done stuff?
Magic Johnson could do it, but he's 80.
No. It would have been funny actually with Carmelo. Carmelo's pretty funny.
Yeah, I was just thinking of him.
You had him.
AI could be AI.
AI is pretty funny.
Yeah, I think he could handle it.
I think it would have to be James.
It would have been Kobe, right? It would have been Kobe.
Because I don't think he has. What? I don't like his voice as like. I don't think it translates well. You know what I'm saying? You know how like some people just have a certain voice cadence. Cadence is like.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. LeBron James,
Colin Quinn, Pete Davidson. I would watch that, and it would be better than this. It would for sure be better than this. And I think mine would be better than this. What are you giving this movie, Don?
Or not father son. I got even better, and it's still going to be a generational pull though, and I think that'd be really fucking good. Pete Davidson and Tracy Morgan
kidnap a black guy.
Yeah.
Kidnap
now
LeBron
it's not
James.
Racist anymore. See, solved it, fixed it. See, and you know how they would have did that for this movie, Celtic Pride? It would have had to have been probably Dan Akroyd still.
Eddie Murphy.
And no, not Eddie Murphy.
Chris Rock?
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
96. Who else could it be? Comedy-wise. Could have done Sinbad.
It could. Patrice O'Neal.
He wasn't. No, not 96. No.
Patrice O'Neal. It's from Boston.
I know, but he wasn't anybody.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
He's alive.
That's fair.
He was alive. He was around the same. And no, he's obviously much younger than Dan Akroyd is and stuff. But yeah, sure, would have worked. I
Okay.
think would have worked.
All right. Let's put a bow on this thing. What are you giving this?
Out of how many?
5.
Oh, I'll stick with what they got. I'll give it a smooth 2.5, 2.4. I think it's like it was I watched it while sitting in my elevated bed with, like, the little doctor elevator thing. And I was like, huh, cool. Had my feet up. I was like, this was fine.
I don't remember what I gave the pest. I think I have the review for the pest, maybe.
It has to be like negative something.
I don't remember what I gave the pest. I'm not sure. It was like 0.4 or 0.3 or something. Did I write the pest? Did I write that down? Yes. What did I give it? Let's see. Oh, I gave it a 0.1. I gave it a 0.1. It's tied. It's tied. It's 0.1.
That's such bullshit, man. You know it, bro.
No, it's not.
No fucking way.
No, it's not. Don.
No way. This movie was not that bad at all. I'm really shocked.
I know what I watched, Don. I know what
it
I know what I sat and watched.
To me like a very obviously paint by numbers. Everybody was really
it was dry and the numbers were in italic Roman numerals.
Like there was a clear lack of effort on Damon Wayans' part at this time.
This guy that's directed. I mean, guys who do comedy in the 90s generally do other stuff. This guy never worked again. You understand? That should let you know that's it. I mean, Judd Apatow, by the skin of his Jewish balls, that's how he fucking kept going. And he was more of a stand-up at that time. So he got through with the stand-up community. And I think his next writing gig, let's look for Judd Apatow's next writing gig after this.
I never realized how far back Judd Apatow actually went. Every time I see his name pop up one of these old joints, I'm like, oh shit, look at that. He's been out here for a while.
He's from Flushing.
Yeah, no.
Let's see what he's written. Award nomination, personal filmography. Bro, he wrote before this movie. Judd Apatow wrote one of my favorite comedies of all time, Heavyweights.
I remember it vaguely.
And then he didn't write anything until The 40-Year-Old Virgin. This movie was so bad. 9 years. It took this guy to do something else.
Yeah, but he did TV in between that, dude. You forget he did the one with fucking Seth Rogen and stuff, that Canadian shit.
Television. He wrote. He did write the Larry Sanders Show.
He did the Larry Sanders Show. He did
Freaks and Geeks. I didn't like
Freaks and Geeks.
He wrote part of The Critic.
Right, and was heavy.
It was very good. He was a consulting producer. But like before that, like he wrote and was the creator of the Ben Stiller Show, and
that wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
But it wasn't bad.
The Ben Stiller Show, and he directed. I mean, Tom Arnold was the one who gave him his shot, directing or writing his Naked Truth series, which is not good, but it's because it's Tom Arnold. But he gave him his shot. The Larry Sanders Show is fucking excellent. I mean, but that was also Gary Shandling, and Gary Shandling could do no wrong.
You can't lose.
But yeah, I'll tie this with the past.
I love the way Judd Apatow speaks about Gary Shandling. Remember that documentary that came out a couple years ago?
It was like his father.
Yeah, he loved that guy so much.
Yeah, well, he directed that documentary and made it.
Yeah.
That was in my opinion, is the best thing Judd Apatow ever did.
Yeah, he's good at. I think he's a talented writer. I think he's good at making people feel grounded, characters feel grounded. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? They never feel super out of left field or out of pocket, I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, you're also good at turning your brain off from movies and just accepting what it is.
Yeah. Oh, this is dumb. Cool.
I can't do that. I can't accept it.
When it's slapstick, I can watch slapstick as long as I know that it's supposed to be slapstick.
Remember the Australian thing we did, Color Me Dead?
Yeah.
I would take that a million times in a row over this.
They took themselves so seriously, though.
But that was fun.
That's what made it so much worse. They took themselves seriously.
Fun. This was it. It also felt like I feel when you watch a movie, you know when the actors are not having a good time. And this Damon Wayans was not having a good time. That's what it felt like to me. And
it's partly that, and I just don't think they gave him anything to work with. And I don't feel like Damon Wayans is a guy that he doesn't give me the personality that he's like a pushback guy or like, oh, let's add this to the script. He doesn't even give me the idea, at least in this film, that he's an ad lib guy.
maybe, but I also think that maybe Damon Wayans is better when he's got the heavy artillery. I'm not talking about the writing. I'm talking about a partner that, like in Mo Money, having Marlon, he grew up with him. He knows him. He knows that comedy. Having David Alan Grier, he worked with him on Living Color. Those are his best films. And there's a reason for that.
White people. He can't work with white people. That's what you're saying. You're saying Damon Wayans should never work with white people.
No, because he worked with white kids in Major Payne and was very good in that, but the movie's just not good. I don't think it's white people. I mean, I think a lot of things are white people.
White people?
Speaking of white people, I don't want to give plugs to things that have millions and millions of viewers already, but you should go and watch the latest Kill Tony, where Shane Gillis is Trump and Adam Ray is Joe Biden. I
saw a little bit of it. It did look pretty good.
It is one of the great comedy moments of our time, Don.
I love how idiotic people are when they actually think Shane Gillis is like a pro-Trump person.
Yeah, that's what's so fun. Like, he's got them. He figured out how to get them.
He has a show on Netflix,
Tires.
Shane Gillis. I started watching it. I didn't finish it. It's pretty fucked up. He's good at it. It's a little off-putting. Some of the
I don't care about that.
The main characters, but it's I did watch like three episodes in a row. I was like, oh, this is all right.
Yeah. Well, maybe when this joint fires me, I'll have a lot of time and I'll watch Tires.
There you go. Get me that shirt.
You want this shirt?
I want the shirt.
Why would you get this shirt? Why would I get you this? Nobody has this shirt except that other lady. It's me and her, not you.
And she's dead now.
I saw this shirt.
She's gone.
I saw this shirt and I nodded in approval to her. I said, yes, I agree. I like to fuck and I like books. And I like fucking more than I like books. We didn't fuck.
Just to be clear. Just to be claro.
Yeah. All right. This was a bad movie.
And this was a bad ending to a show.
Yeah, it
was. What are we doing next? I think I would like to get weird.
What?
And I think the next movie we're going to watch is going to be Critters 3, starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, sure. What the fuck?
Because I was like, what? Leonardo DiCaprio was in a Critter.
It's only uphill from here.
Amazing. And yes, you guessed it. I will be watching Critters 1 and 2.
You let us know how those are. Let us know how those are.
I watched those so many times as a child.
I don't know when the next time we'll be able to do this is, because I'm off Sunday and I'm off Wednesday, but after that I'm working 8 straight till my vacation.
It's nasty work. You get vacation? Why?
Well, I'm taking a vacation August 2nd to the 7th. My birthday is the 5th. I'm going upstate.
Cool.
That's what you just said. Why? So I told you.
I don't care. I regret
you shouldn't fucking.
I regret asking.
You take vacations.
I have that week blocked off to block you.
You take vacations.
I earned them.
Well, I'm going to be taking a very long one.
I don't think you deserve a vacation.
Oh, I think I do. I think I do.
Speaking of old movies, which is what we do. Speaking of childhood memories, which is what we do. I just want to give a special shout out to my grandpa who passed away this week. And that was rough. He was probably the impetus for my love of film. Not necessarily good film. I would say he was a cinephile.
He had a big poster in his bedroom.
He wasn't a cinephile, but he was definitely an experienced person. He had a giant tube, big screen TV in the living room with a absurd. Even by today's standards, that surround sound was absurd and obnoxious. I'm quite sure the neighbors hated his guts.
That's fine.
And in homage to him, the day that he, I went out there last week with my mom to go say my goodbyes, and then I was on the next plane out because I had to go back to work. And then he passed the next day, next morning.
Where? Puerto Rico?
Florida. Yeah. They were in Palm Coast, Florida.
I don't know I don't know anything about Florida.
Nobody does this shit. And then, so yeah, I came home from work the next day and found out he passed that morning. Had my boo-hoos. But in homage to him and in his memory, what I watched at the loudest volume possible on my regular normal TV. I gotta find the wires for my subwoofer and shit. I might have to do it again. But I watched the first Jurassic Park because that was a movie that he used to play when I was a young boy, and with the speakers at the highest volume possible, and it felt like an actual dinosaur was stomping through the living room. It was fucking amazing. An amazing experience.
Also known as Canarsie.
More or less, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for everything, Gramps.
Yeah. Also, we would be remiss. Bob Newhart, Shannon Doherty, Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, Lou Dobbs. Lou Dobbs I didn't really love.
So you decided that you would rather overshadow the death of my black grandfather with your 4 white people. Another perfect ending to an imperfect episode.
Your grandfather probably loved Bob Newhart.
I doubt it.
Why?
He despised the white man.
Oh, did he? All right, that's okay then.
He didn't care.
He didn't like the white man?
No.
Well, is the reason why he liked dinosaurs so much is because they ate the white man?
He probably liked Ruth. That's probably about it. He probably tuned into that, I'm quite sure. All those other people could kick rocks.
They did.
And he had a complicated relationship with Richard Simmons people.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Simmons was funny. Richard Simmons was
amazing. I love Richard Simmons.
Yeah, man. And really sad about Shannon Doherty. That one really hit me.
What exactly happened to her? All I saw was that she's dead.
Breast cancer. She was battling for like a decade.
53.
53.
So young.
Fucking crazy, bro. That was one that was just like, whoa. That was my first pop culture crush as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Well, I was like 4, 5. I was like, you pretty. No pretty little titty.
Yeah, I never. Anyway, yeah.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I know that yours was Charles Dutton from Rock. See you next week. Richard Simmons.
Yeah, one of the things in the post on Asbury Reviews. Peace out.
Bye-bye.